Episode 139. Why success requires sacrifice. Why success requires sacrifice. How you doing, Vanessa?
Excelentemente bien, Carlos. ¿Y tú?
Excelentemente bien también, gracias a Dios.
Qué bueno.
Thanks to God always. God, the creator. Because we're creators as well. We're content creators, right?
Espiritualmente, spiritually, mentalmente, mentally, físicamente, physically, emocionalmente, emotional y financieramente, financially. El que no sirve para servir, no sirve para vivir. Who not live to serve, not deserve to live. Positive, productive, intensive.
Thank you, Vanessa. Today, what we're going to do, why action is the key to unlocking your goals and dreams. Shout out to Maxwell, John C. Maxwell. But I want to play this video, even though we decided to do a different episode. Why success requires sacrifice. But I want to play this video to start. Let me open the video. Oh my God. Why is it that sometimes when we want to click a thing, it doesn't open on the phone? Huh?
Happens to me too.
Till you take action. Nobody ever thought their way to success. Nobody ever hoped their way to success. Nobody ever wrote goals on a planner to success. They acted. The moment that you and I act, the moment that you and I move, the moment that you and I take action, action is what attracts. It's the action. It's the movement that people say, oh my, look at them. Look what they're doing. Look where they're going. And the moment that I began to take action, I began to attract people. I began to attract resources. I began to attract opportunities. All this stuff, it doesn't come to you. Quit waiting for it. It isn't coming. You go to it and you make it happen.
Ask, seek, knock. Welcome to episode 139 of the CMR Podcast Network. Today, we're diving into a hard truth that many people shy away from. Why success requires sacrifices. Success doesn't come easy, and it often demands giving your up comfort, habits, or even relationships that hold you back. In today's episode, I'm joined by Jasmine from Tiffany Cast, Vanessa from Lucy Sombra, Andy from Day One Podcast, and Emily from Man's Belief. Together, we'll uncover the sacrifices necessary for achieving greatness and how embracing these changes can elevate your life and career. Let's jump into it. The sacrifice of comfort. Vanessa.
Yes.
Let's talk about the sacrifice of comfort, right? Growth requires discomfort. Meaning to grow, you got to be uncomfortable, right? So growth requires discomfort. Why do people fear stepping out of their comfort zones, Vanessa? Based on, your journey, yourself from the past, your present now, and future. How you overcame that. And also from dealing with people right now. Because you're trying to basically help people, women's in general, right? Step out of their comfort zones. So why do people fear stepping out of their comfort zone? What was your reason why you didn't want to step out of your comfort zone?
Why? It's so many things because, I was in the position like I just mom by myself with my kids. And I just I decide to change my life. I say, no, this is what I don't want for me. I want to my life of everything change. I wanted to be, I don't want to be in comfort zone. I want to be in growth zone, I want to develop myself. Even I know my natural language is Spanish. I say, I want to speak more English. I want to be more professional. It's like so many things, so many skills I want to develop. But I want to know so many people, if they not willing to change in life, it's because they still in comfort zone. They still in fear zone. But so you decide your life to change, to say yourself, no, I don't want to be like that. I want to overall to change. It's like you made the decision. I made a decision to become business owner. I made the decision to develop myself more and more because you learn something today, but tomorrow you learn something new. every time you develop yourself, you always learn something. But as you're in a growth mindset, you learn. But as you fixed mindset, you just like still to stay in just one song, like you not grow. That's what I can say.
But remember also, in this organization, we're helping people transition from that employee mindset to the investor business mindset. Because
Yes.
we the business. We are the business. We're content creators, right?
Mm-hmm.
Creating content. We're not selling a product or a service.
Yeah,
We're selling our knowledge,
I
giving
know.
our knowledge, right? Like
Yes,
our my podcast is for like, know, and trust. It's a
I
long
know.
game, right? So my question to you is, before the question, the
Mm-hmm.
willingness to step out of your comfort zone is non-negotiable for success. You did that. You
Yeah.
stepped out of your comfort zone. You
Mm-hmm.
transitioned from that employee mindset to the investor business mindset. Right or wrong? Right?
But I want to say something before you pass.
Yes.
Like me personal, I know some people they're not gonna understand how change like your mindset, because when I was like employed mindset, I just think like time is money because this is my mindset what I had before. But right now I just create content and I have so many people. I don't want to lie to you. I have so many people reach me out, but what I see is more men. Like, they just, oh, I see your podcast, I see your content, and you say you want to help the people like to come to business on it, you know. And sometimes I just think about it. They just interested to open like the business, or they interested to reach out to me to open like the conversation, because I post everywhere, like Facebook, eh, I market it everywhere. And this is what I got. But I didn't get like woman to ask me like, Vanessa, I want to like to see how you do, it's more man. And now I just say, I remember you said, Vanessa, I know so many like women they can follow you, but at the men they follow you, they just wanted like something different. But it's you know, it's so many things. I just now I know my mindset it's total different to before.
Great things never come from comfort zones. So when you're here trying to help people in
Hmm.
general, right? What is basically the obstacle, the challenge that you're basically seeing from them?
Okay.
Because why success requires sacrifice. A lot of people want things overnight, and things are
Yeah.
not overnight, right?
Yeah.
We are in the transformation business, not the transaction business, right? That's
Hmm.
why if we're gonna transform people straight up, in
Yeah.
my case, I'm
Hmm.
gonna handpick people. I'm not
Yeah.
just gonna basically just because the teacher appears when the student is ready, but I also gotta be a match with the student. We have to like get to know each other
Yeah.
and trust if it makes sense.
Hmm.
Because I move with energy. Energy
Hmm.
is everything, right? That
Yeah.
goes for male and female, if it makes sense.
Yeah, what I see about the obstacle is like people they not believe in themselves. Even like I express myself and I just project my mindset what I have, they just still have like employ mindset what I had before. It's like the thing is they have to make the decision. They have to start read. They have like flujo cuadrante like cash flow quadrant like Padre Rico Padre Pobre. Like this book they're gonna develop their mindset because they're gonna see what quadrant they can gonna be like. See, it's uh to work for money or they can put money work for them. But it's my challenge now is like to empower women, but at the same time, they what I see they don't want it like to grow. They don't want to like I don't know see they not see me like how they and project them. But it's very challenging for me because I want to help women because I was in the position. I sell my time for money.
So you
You
got to
know
talk to your old self.
how I feel before.
If you're
Yeah.
vulnerable and you talk to your old self and you get out of the victim mentality, you'll be able to attract your target audience, if it
Yeah.
makes sense. Like my target audience is the 1% of the 1% of the 1% of the 1%. That's why I'm tough on people, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm also using my podcast to help people develop their character. As a
Yeah.
coach, mentor, I want to help people develop their character because I understand people want the dream car, dream home, but everything starts with the dream business, cash flow, right? But the credit is the foundation of money,
My money.
right? So I
Yeah.
want people to leverage not just other people's experience, but also other people's money, other people's resources, other people's efforts, just other people's. God wants each of us to be accessibly preoccupied with the needs and desires of his other children.
Correct.
But he gave you talents and gifts. He gave me talents and gifts, and we're supposed to basically
Like
exchange them
same.
with other people, give them
That's
to other
true.
people. Make sense?
Yes.
What else can you tell the world so we could give the chance to the next person?
Okay, what I can say, life is very challenges. Is nothing is happening overnight. Some people they want to like everything overnight, but it's not like that. You have to sacrifice. You have to put in the work. You have to believe in yourself. You have to do so many things, and you're gonna be there. You're gonna see the result because I remember I compared my mindset before, and now I'm very different. Even like some
So it
people,
has
they
paid off.
yes, I still work on in that part. But as some
You
people, they
become what
just
you think.
yes, it's true. Like I know some people they just look at me like I'm better than them, but it's not like that. I just like separate some people they just have negative energy. They don't want me to grow up, like there's so many things when you in growth zone, you have to separate yourself. You have to be like, laughing, how you say. And this is
Laser,
what yeah,
laser
let's say
focus.
yes, this is what I can say. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Vanessa. Any woman that deals with men, then those men want, to be empowered, help them out. How you doing, Jasmine?
I'm doing excelentemente bien, Carlos. Oh, espiritualmente, mentalmente, físicamente, emocionalmente, financieramente. Positivo, productivo, intencional.
Positivo, productivo, intencional. Why positive, productive, and intentional, Jasmine?
Wow.
What makes you?
Positive because positive mental attitude, right?
So energy is everything.
Energy is everything, Carlos. And now productive because you have to be productive. If you're not working towards your dreams, then what are you doing? Right?
With your new mindset, will you accept negative energy from anybody?
No.
Professional or personal?
No.
Why not?
Because why should I accept negative energy from people when I have
But you gotta have empathy.
I got no.
People say that you gotta have empathy.
No.
So you have a zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance.
Why?
Because the higher you
vibrate,
the lower your
so
tolerance.
people got to tune into your frequency,
High
to your
standards.
station,
Yes.
to your standards,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Because why would remember misery loves what?
Company.
So positive, productive. So we're talking about today why success requires sacrifice, and sacrificing is being productive. A lot of people, we should have had the book here also, the 7 habits of highly effective people.
Right.
Most people are reactive instead of being proactive, right? They react to life, right? Instead of being intentional, right? With everything they got to do, working on their dreams. For example, in your case, what are the sacrifices? Well, success requires sacrifice. What are the sacrifices that you've been basically making to succeed?
Well, what I could say is the sacrifices that I've been making are like anything that made me feel comfortable, I would say. So like in that case, certain things that made me feel comfortable, like getting out of my comfort zone, that's a sacrifice in itself. And getting out of your comfort zone comes with multiple things that you have to do. So for example, like I had like sacrifice my comfort. So waking up early and dedicating myself, going to the gym, waking up early, making that commitment with myself because I know that that's what I deserve and I know that that's what's going to take me far in life. Like your physical pillar, making my commitment with God, even like in moments where I'm not going to say I don't have a desire to work out or I don't have a desire to like strengthen my connection or I don't have a desire to be productive, but I do lack motivation. But that's when you have to sacrifice your emotions and you have to go move forward with discipline. So, I've sacrificed a few things in my comfort zone to be able to get to the place I am now.
Let's talk about sacrificing time and leisure. Success often means dedicating time that could have been spent on leisure, obviously, towards your dreams, towards your visions, right? Towards your purpose, right? How can sacrificing leisure time lead to greater productivity?
Because when you sacrifice basically the time that you're using that isn't productive in that sense.
Yeah. How can sacrificing leisure time lead to greater productivity?
Because
leisure.
Yeah. So like I feel as if time management, like you have to be intentional with your time. I feel as if you shouldn't have a gap in your day where you feel as if like, oh, I could.
Can you break down your day?
Yes, I can. Okay.
Because leaders eat last. This book, Leaders Eat Last, why some teams pull together and others don't, right? By Simon Sinek. He's also the author of the book Start With Why. right? So now you have a why.
Yes,
right?
I do.
You know why you do things now,
Right,
right?
right.
You're intentional with everything, right?
Yes.
So why do you work out? Obviously, it's just not to look good. It's obviously to feel good,
For sure.
right? And also to basically, when people see you, they'll see your discipline,
Yes.
your work ethic. You get me? If you are able to achieve your dream body, you're able to achieve your dream businesses. Facts or no?
Facts.
So, making a long story short, leaders eat last, right? What are Can you break down your schedule to the world?
Yes, yes. So, first I would like to say that I have my calendar set up. I do have it set up. Am I as consistent with my calendar as I would like to be? No, I'm not. But my daily schedule goes, I wake up at 5 a.m. I go get ready. I take a shower, 3 showers a day. Gotta stay clean, gotta keep up with your hygiene. But I go get ready for the gym, and then I take moments before I go to the gym to strengthen my spiritual connection with God. I feel as if when you start your day in the morning with prayer, you set a foundation, you set the tone for the day, being divinely protected, knowing that you're able to rely on on God and not like your own understanding. So then from there, I go to the gym, I work on my physical pillar, I put in that work, and then I come home and I nourish my body. Food is fuel. You're not supposed to overeat though. You're supposed to use it as fuel.
Energy.
So you could, yeah, exactly. So you could use it as energy. And then from there, boom, take another shower. And then I start working towards my dreams. I start visualizing my future, whether it's like my working on my podcast vision, my business vision, my car vision, my dream house vision. I kind of do research into that and I visualize in that sense.
Do you have those slots in your calendar?
I do.
Your dream car. You
Yeah.
allocate at least 15, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You go on the apps, check out your car every single day.
The websites and
every single day. No days off, right?
No days
Consistent,
off.
right?
Consistent. And then I also prioritize meditation in a sense of like allowing yourself to be mindful, because I feel as if it's easy to get overwhelmed depending on how you carry yourself. Me, that's something that I have overcome. I used to feel like really rushed. And not from anybody, I would rush myself. And why are you going to rush yourself when your day is in your hands? Just take it task by task. If you have your calendar set up, just take it task by task, hour by hour. Deal with what you have to deal with.
Stay present.
Stay present, exactly. And so then from there, I also read the Bible. I feel as if for me, I have made it a habit and a commitment to read the Bible so I could like enforce God's word in my system
To
and
develop
in my
your
life.
character.
To develop my character as well. And so I could also reflect that upon others. Because you have to be able to reflect God's love onto others. And so also regarding that, and then I also have in my calendar always be helping people, because you always have to guide people, you always have to inspire people and help people accomplish their dreams, because if you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. And I would say that I don't want to say I'm lacking ever, but I would say that I do have to become more consistent in that area. And I really do want to be able to help people. And as much inspiration as I do spread daily, effectively helping them achieve their dreams is something that I still do want to aim for, And then moving forward from that, just like working on my visions.
Every time you show up and record for your podcast every week, if you stay consistent, you're showing up for people. Okay. You're helping people.
You're right.
You get me? We might not see it in the moment, but there's people watching. People trust me. People are watching. If it makes sense. Yeah. So one question, but before the question is the importance of prioritizing long-term goals over short-term gratification. Why is time management critical in the pursuit of success?
Time management is very critical in the pursuit of success, because a person who has their time together, their time management together, is somebody who is just destined for success. Because the one thing people want so much is time, but time is what they use the worst. If you're not simply using your time to invest into yourself, then you're not going to gain all the desires in your heart that you're capable of, but you're simply just not taking that action of organizing your calendar, something that's so simple. And not just organizing your calendar, because anybody could do that. You have to apply it. You have to actually go by it. And once you make it a habit, once you make it consistent, you're going to see your life transform. So that's what I could say to you.
That's why success is never owned. It is rented. and the rent is due every day.
Yes, sir.
Rent is due every day, just like respect. You get me? That's why relationships are managed like this. We don't do this to people, so people don't do this to us.
Right.
Every day when we meet, it's like we got to reintroduce ourselves.
Yeah.
I don't know if it makes sense. How you doing? Excelentemente bien. Every single day.
Yeah.
You got me?
Keep the same positive energy every time.
And that's where people fail when it
Yeah.
comes to professional and personal relationships. Because the thing is, sometimes when people think they know you, they think that just because they know you, they could bring you that bad vibe, that bad energy.
Right.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if you know me. You bring bad vibes, I'll tell you the world, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't want bad vibes ever.
Of
Not even
course.
from my daughters, nor my family. When my mother came from Dominican Republic, I was 8 years old. Her vibe was so bad that I'm like, wow. Literally, it was like living hell. I thought I was gonna be, you know, at peace. From when I was 8 years old to 10, living hell. If it makes sense.
Yeah.
My own mother.
Yeah.
You got me? I was like, a correr los Lakers. I gotta run. But making a long story short, why success requires sacrifice? What else can you tell the world?
What I can say is you gotta sacrifice. You have to sacrifice that fast pleasure, those things that you want to achieve, that not necessarily achieve, but those things that you want to gain selfishly in the moment that you know are just in the moment pleasures that won't suit you in the long run. Sacrifice all those things that keep you in your comfort zone, and once you do, you're gonna thrive, you're gonna succeed, and just stay positive, stay present, and do the things that you know you need to do.
Promote the episode you did today.
Oh yes, and guys, I have my own podcast, Defini Cast, and it's a foundation of, you know, woman empowerment and overall success and growth in general. And my episode today was basically episode 19. It was 19. It was a reflection of my 19 years of life. And, you know, tune into that. It was a very authentic, comfortable, expressive episode. And I was able to really self-reflect on a lot of things that I feel as if I've been holding in. So I feel as if it was like a healthy way of me being able to express it and being able to share it, you know, as well. And
journaling on video, pretty much.
Yeah, for real. It was an amazing experience. I'm really grateful for it. And being able to share that with people so they could see me in that vulnerability state, so they could also relate to me and know that it's a comfortable environment. I'm looking forward to people watching it. So stay tuned. And thank you, Carlos.
Thank you, Jasmine. Sacrificing Toxic Relationships with Jayandi from Day One Podcast. How you doing, my brother Jayandi? Kaizen, mentira. Earn, not given.
Amen. I'm doing excelentemente bien. Sacrificing toxic relationships. Wow. Perfect episode talking about sacrifice, but excelentemente bien, positive, productive, and intentional. But espiritualmente, you want to have a good connection with God and get to know yourself, to know the sacrifices you have to make in order to prevail and succeed to whatever dream and you want to accomplish. And then mentally, the more you learn, the more you earn. Our mind is our most powerful tool, but if you don't have control of the mind, how are you going to know the next moves you have to make? Your next 5 moves, not here, but Patrick with David. Y físicamente, health is the ultimate wealth. If I take care of me, then I could also take care of others by me taking care of myself. You got to be selfish in certain areas. And then emocionalmente, estamos en crecimiento, no en sentimiento. You got to control your emotions. If not, your life is going to be a mess. Life is a mess. We miss you, Edgar.
Life is not a mess. Life is only a mess for those that say that it's a mess.
Life is what you
get
make
me? Words have power.
Correct.
If you say life is hard, life is what?
Hard.
I always say life is what?
Easy.
Why? Because I learned how to do what's hard. People don't want to do what's hard. You know what's hard?
What?
Put it in the work. Showing up every day. Taking massive action. Having a plan. And going by your plan. That's hard. Staying consistent. Staying committed. Staying obsessed. Most people are not even obsessed. We'll keep on.
Financieramente, in order to, everybody wants financial freedom, but if you're not what he said, you're not doing what's hard, then your life is going to be hard because you're not willing to do what's hard. You're willing to do what's easy, and therefore your life is going to be hard. So thank you, Carlos.
Trump says you will never be rich if you don't learn these 5 things. Let me tell you guys the 5 things that Trump says that you gotta learn. And to me, they makes complete sense. Number 1, mindset shift. If you think wealth is out of reach, it will always be. You need to believe it's possible before you can achieve it. That's why we have the book here, The Secret, the law of attraction. But I'm gonna tell you guys too, the law of doing. Do that. Do more. and you'll see that you'll attract more because you're going to be able to fail forward, right? So, second, mastering your time. Time is the number one asset you can get back. Spend it wisely on things that create value. Once again, spend it wisely on things that create value. Why? We got to be consistent creating our content every minimum. Obviously, we create content every day, but in your channel, minimum once a week. Why? Because you're creating value. That's a digital asset. That video, we're going to be able to go back on time. And remember, those video, the point of the video of us creating content is so we could have the long form video, right? But you guys bring me as a coach mentor as a guest to your podcast, so I could bring you clarity, but I could also bring the world and your audience clarity, because everybody's audience is different, right?
Correct.
So, making a long story short, the minute we have that long form video, out of that 30-something minute, we'll have at least 15 shorts. Those 15 shorts, if people's attention cannot watch the whole 30 minutes, at least they'll watch a minute something per short. One powerful message will be enough for them to go watch the full video. And once that they see that full video, they might be able to see another video. It makes sense or no?
Correct.
We're going to be able to attract the ones that are quality for us, right? And we're going to be able to scare away the ones that will.
Our quantity. That
Make sense?
Yeah.
I got to be myself. That's why CMR Podcast Network starts with why. Why am I here talking to you? Why am I doing this? Why am I that? Why that? Why everything? If it makes sense, right? So mastering your time. My time to me is priceless. You got me? But it fulfills me willing to share my blessings with others. It fulfills me paying it forward. It fulfills me, my purpose, helping people accomplish their dreams. I understand people want that dream car, the dream home. Well, guys, I didn't start with the dream car, dream home. I started with the dream business. I started creating value first, and the money just kept coming in because I forgot about the money. I just wanted it to fulfill, in the marketplace, bring a solution to a problem. I used to see people that their phone were locked. I wanted it to unlock them. People had broken phones. I didn't fix phones, but I knew who could fix it. And even people that didn't know how to fix it, I'm like, go watch this video, open it up, break it, do it. But guess what? Who, not how. Fuck, I look like you can fixing phones. I have fixed more phones than 99% of people in the world. Who told you I fixed it? All I gotta know who's gonna fix it. I hire them, right? That's why unification, never in implementation. Now you understand why implementation no good? Delegate everything, right? Why? We are in communication. Everybody in this organization have their own podcast. A lot of people that still don't know why people have their own podcast. Why do you have your podcast?
So if people like you, they'll listen to you. If they listen to you, they'll most likely do business.
So,
with
for
you.
example, if whoever doesn't fucking like me in my podcast, that's okay. In your podcast, you have a different audience, if it makes sense, right? They might not like me, but they might like you. You see how we build our network?
Correct.
Right? Because sometimes it requires another person to be there so you could be the bridge towards that other crowd. I don't know if it makes sense. Notice how Trump, to win, he had to go to barbershops, McDonald's, had to humble himself and go down to the hood. I don't know if that makes sense. Porque la masa is big, right? But mastering your time. Number 3, financial literacy. Most people don't even understand how money works. Educate yourself on investing, saving, and budgeting. But we borrow to invest. We don't work to save, to invest. Most people, they work, they don't even have enough to save, right? Imagine to invest. They'll never get to invest, right? We're all investors here, if it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Budgeting, I'm not a fan of budgeting because a budgeting is a limited, it limits your money. It is pretty much a budget telling you I can't afford it. Scarcity. But if you say, how can I afford it? Like, it's okay to love clothes or to love cars. If you want to have 1,000 cars, yeah, more power to you. Oh, but you're only one person. Do not let those people around.
No, of course.
Those are scarcity. Number 4, networking. The people you surround yourself will either lift you up or hold you back. Build connections with like-minded people. Now you understand why your network is your net worth. So if you're around 99 broke motherfuckers, right?
I'm the 100th.
You're the 100. Because we're the average of the 5 people who surround yourself. Elevation requires separation. It's better to separate yourself in order to elevate Become the person so you could be able to attract those people that are inspired, motivated. It makes sense. 5, taking calculated risk. 99% of people stay broke because they play it safe. They think everything is a scam because they're still confused about money. They think that's why they stay poor, passing opportunities over repeatedly. You need to take smart risks to grow your wealth, right? Most people will look at these and they'll stay motivated for a second, right? But they're not going to do anything. So going back with the segment, sacrificing toxic relationships. The people around you shape your mindset. Facts? Why do toxic relationships hold people back?
Toxic relationships
And give scenario, give stories. I know we're taking a little longer. My bad, Emily, but go.
Toxic. Repeat the question then. Sorry.
The people around you shape your mindset.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Why do toxic relationships hold people back?
Toxic relationships hold people back. I wouldn't say my friends were toxic in the city, but it was like bad energy. So I hung around the wrong crowd. I was always
bad energy is toxic.
I was around the wrong crowd. But I'll use that. Like I never got peer pressure to smoke. I always said that I was never gonna smoke to the people in New York. But then when I moved to Jersey, those were the people I was accustomed to have around me. So in order to fit in, I had to do the habits that they were doing for the new crowd. Not even fit in, but it's just like it was like emptiness because I didn't have those people around.
So you did have some type of form of peer pressure. You become the average of the 5 people you surround yourself.
I made a choice because I thought it looked cool at the moment. Like I seen my brother smoking, I was like, oh, that looks cool. Let me try it. But it was like that was the quick of. It was an addiction right away. It was a spark.
So shout out to the Gilberts, bad influences.
He didn't influence me. I said, let me try it. But he could have been a big
brother.
But
we should do an episode.
I want to do an episode
with Gilbert. You're bad influence. EP, you're bad influence.
Nah, I'm going to do an episode with Gilbert on Christmas.
Nah, it doesn't have to be just for Gilbert.
Oh, yeah.
It's just in general.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So those people will send them that thing. You're bad influence. So they could fucking reflect. Because our goal is to put people through pain.
Correct.
So they can reflect and progress.
But also just answer that question with the one saying that the only advice you ever gave yourself. Tell me who you're with, and I'm gonna tell you who you are and where you're headed. You're the average of the 5 people you have around you.
So it makes a difference, right?
Of course. It's not the same. You said you have my respect in multiple areas, but one thing I respect for you as a human is that you never smoked or drink. And it's like, for me, I can't tell you another person that I met like that. Never smoked or drink,
I got all my life going to sleep even early, bro. I move different. Whatever people do, I do the opposite.
And most people think that's a sacrifice.
That's not a sacrifice.
But I'm saying most people, majority, the massive people in the world.
Sacrifice would be me going to sleep late to go to a club and then to be trasnochado the next day. That's a sacrifice for me.
Facts.
So it all is counterintuitive. It all depends who you ask.
Correct.
For them, it's a sacrifice going to sleep early. For me, no. That's my norm. That's my normal.
That's discipline.
Like, I love myself. If you love yourself, why wouldn't you take care of your temple?
In my own mindset, that was me too. It was a sacrifice.
That's why I'm high on energy.
But for the old mindset of Gianni, it was a sacrifice for me to go to sleep early. It's my bad habits, whatever I was doing. But now it's a sacrifice for me to go to sleep late.
You see?
Mindset shift.
Letting go of relationships that don't align with your goals is vital. Once again, letting go of relationships that don't align with your goal is vital. In another word, bring scenarios from the Bible where there's characters in the Bible that have left their father, their mother, their brother, sister, their siblings, their friends, you got me? Just to pursue their purpose. And the relationships they built were based around their purpose, around their goals, right? If it makes sense or no?
Correct.
So if a man wants a dream home, you gotta be minimum 30 minutes of your day because you have your shit together, right? Reverse engineer. Time management goes first, right? 30 minutes is allocated to your dream home in your calendar. You're talking to realtors. You're calling different realtors, if it makes sense. We don't depend on one person. I don't know if that makes sense. Right? The same thing for the dream car. Calling the dealers. Every day. They got to know your name in the Ferrari, the Lamborghini, the fucking Bugatti. You got me? Because they're knowing my name right now for the fucking airplane. Okay. I'm fucking calling them like I'm the richest man in the fucking world. I'm that ass. Funny, yo. You got me? I'll be having my little meetings and things, and I'm here talking to them like, oh, I got X amount. I'm serious, bro.
You got to be persistent with what you want.
Huh?
You got to be persistent.
I already know the company that's gonna do the custom, like modify the inside, everything. You got me? We're not gonna lower the standards either. Why buy? Because for the plane, a 20-year-old plane is so called new. I don't want a 20-year-old plane. Because the thing is, planes are like houses. They got them out, and they could literally remodel them outside, inside. Yeah. But the technology still stays the old. I don't want that. I want everything new. Right? Why? Look at Kobe. Rest in peace. Kobe should have been in a fucking brand new helicopter. Facts?
Should have been on a private jet.
But just to move, I wouldn't even be in a fucking helicopter.
That's what I'm saying. Right? Private jet. Yeah.
And that helicopter was old. And then on top of that,
the pilot,
the pilot was old too.
Okay.
You know, everything plays a role. I don't know if it makes sense.
It's true.
You don't want a fucking 100-year-old pilot. You got me? You got me? And you got to understand when the weather's thing, I don't care if they saying it's okay to fly. No, my gut feeling, my inner voice is telling me not to get in a fucking flight.
Can't force certain things you can't
force.
You
see? Well, am I listening to them? I'm not going to fly. Make sense?
Correct.
So you got to know when to basically save time, but also when not to save time. That's deeper. Right? Shout out to the gavetas of the world. Fucking this guy driving almost fucking running me over. Driving. Ran the car over. Speeding like crazy. Shout out to the Mannies of the world. Telling the gavetas of the world to fucking speed. You don't do that. Not in this organization. Maybe not in here. That's called bad influence. Because you could literally risk a man's life. Right? So you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people you choose to be around. That's why I tell people it's easier for Carlos to change the people than to change them. I don't know if that makes sense. Right? It is easy to change people in the personal level. Personal level is even easier. I'd rather change people in the personal level faster than the business. Yeah. It's easier to, I'm serious.
Why?
Bro, all day, you could ask any successful man what they put first. Their purpose, which is business, or pleasure, which is the wife, girl, whatever the fuck it is. The wife is easy to replace. The girl. But not your purpose. If you follow your purpose, you keep moving forward, you could literally, God will grant you anything you want.
That's a good question for public interviews for like the Patrick. That's a good question for like.
I'll go pound to pound with any man. Question. You get me? Any man that puts a woman first is destined for failure. Women, of course, they want men to put them first.
Yeah. Business first, pleasure second.
I cannot lie to you. I cannot lie to them. I can't even put my daughters first. I'll be lying. I gotta put God first, then myself. I gotta take care of the Creator first,
Carlos.
Then myself, and then my business relationships. Family is last. Faith, fitness, friends. Why friends? Strangers make you rich. Hay que buscar el moro.
Hay que buscar el moro.
Facts.
No quieras lo blanco.
I don't even eat moro. Right?
Yeah, Carlos.
Then
finance.
Finance. Why finance? Tell me what woman's gonna like a broke motherfucker. Family's last. So going back, why you gotta make sacrifice? I gotta say this on this episode. Why success requires sacrifice? Because everybody's here saying family first. Yes, for you, family first, because you are in implementation. Of course, your family goes first. You haven't found your purpose. You're still in fear zone. You're still in comfort zone. Of course, family's first, because you're empty. Your family fulfills you. My purpose fulfills me. That's deeper.
Most people won't understand.
They don't want to talk. They don't want to talk. Why success requires sacrifice? That's some of the sacrifice I'm making. You got me? I got to take care of business first, pleasure last. So my daughters and everything after business. Because they're going to basically have their father, just like John D. Rockefeller, right? The man that works all day has no time to make money, right? But also the man or woman that works all day has no time to personal develop, self-improve. They cannot become a thinker because they're workers. They don't have time to think. When you think, you'll put family last. What's that soccer player today? I'm here watching the thing. Oh, He's his girl caught him with another girl, and she's divorcing him, but she wants half of his fortune. You see the sacrifice? Fucking simp behavior. Why do you marry, nigga? Shout out to Juan Soto, his father, his mother. Hey, you can even have a girlfriend. I'm dead ass. I experienced that shit. And I used to tell them, yo, just go fuck bitches. You know what I mean? Make sure you wrap it up. Now that $700 million contract, Juan Soto right now, yo, I'm fully blessed. But I wanted to get to know basketball players. Because just to play the game with them, I don't know if it makes sense. Because baseball player, I have an abundance of baseball player. I could literally say I made it. And when it comes to baseball, you know, dembow, Dominican music, I've been extremely blessed to know a lot of 80-90% of the celebrities in the Dominican Republic. I know them all.
Have them in your network.
You get me? That's why your network is your net worth. It's good to have the contact. And I could show proof. I got them all almost in WhatsApp. And then whoever I don't have, I'm just one contact away from calling them. That's deep. Es mentira. Feels good. Huh?
Correct.
Right? What else can you tell the world? Any episode, anything you want to promote? Any story you want to tell?
I mean, why success requires sacrifice. Y'all could go watch the steps to become a multimillionaire, become successful now. Just any episode on Day One Podcast. But
you want to be intentional, even telling them, because the thing is, people they need that little detail. Because the thing is, when you call the Lamborghini dealer or Ferrari dealer, they want to see people that pay attention to detail. You get me? That because at the top we pay attention to detail, we pay attention to the stitching, we pay attention. We got to, in a personal level, we got to know how fat the ass. You got me? Not that big proportion. You got me? No big titty. You know, certain things. It's paying attention to details. You got me? Even this got to be like that, like that, like that. Life by design, the law of attraction. See, most people, they don't design their life like that. But that applies to everything, personal, business, everything. So please be detailed. Thank me later. That's why any restaurants I go, they tell me I'm the most detailed man alive. I'm the number one different customer in their business. But they love me. They treat me like a fucking king. Es mentira. Everywhere I fucking go, feels good. It feels good.
Because you are a king, but thank you, Carlos.
That's our last name.
Reyes.
Huh?
Correct. I got it. We got something coming for the people too. Now, why did you choose to do this episode, Mr. Carlos?
Why success requires sacrifice? Simple, because most people, they want the reward. You get me? But they don't want to sow a thing. What you sow is what you reap. You get me? If you want to basically, reap what you sow, you got to understand the Emilys of the world. You got to literally reap what you sow, right? You got to, hold on. What you sow is what you reap. Meaning, you got to start sowing so you can start reaping. The Emilys of the world, they want to be reaping without sowing. What? Emily, you look Chinese today. Are you related to Boeing?
No.
Huh?
No.
How you doing today?
Excellent.
You look like you were sleeping today.
Do I?
Huh?
Do I?
You were sleeping?
No. Excelentemente bien. Spiritually, espiritualmente, mentally, mentalmente, physically, físicamente, emotionally, emocionalmente, y financially, financieramente. Porque que no sirve para servir, no sirve para vivir. Because he who doesn't live to serve does not self-living. Positive, productive intention.
Why? Why this? Why that? Why we want to be positive? You got me? Why we want to be productive? Why we got to be intentional? Do you know there's an intention behind creating content in your podcast? Do you know that? Huh?
To bring a message.
Okay, now break it down. Go from the intentionality, then productive, and then, the positive. Reverse engineer. Go start with intentionality.
Why intention?
Why intention? Intention is the impossible. Why do we have to be intentional? You got me? Because today's episode is why success requires sacrifice. So we got to be intentional with the relationships we have, with the things we do, how we invest our time, with everything. You got me? Because with you, I'm doing sacrificing old habits. with Emily from Ends Belief.
Okay.
So reverse engineer. Why do I basically tell you guys that we got to be intentional? That's the impossible.
Because when you are doing something intentional, you are doing with love.
You sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you are putting your energy in
Okay, energy. So energy is everything.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so why productive? Because being productive, that's possible.
Yeah. You are productive, also have the word product. How you say it.
Business is either you're selling a product or a service.
Yeah.
But when you're here creating content through communication, you're what?
Sharing my knowledge.
Because people perish because of lack.
Of knowledge.
And lack of what?
Vision.
What else?
What else of?
Meaning now positive. Why do we got to have a positive mental attitude? Positive energy.
Because
Good vibes only.
when we have good energy, positive energy, you attract that. But when you have negative energy, you're going to attract all the things you don't want to. So that's why you need to keep your energy positive.
You become what you think.
Mm-hmm.
This book I actually ordered it for you.
Huh?
But you're not going to keep it. But you're going to read it.
Okay.
You got me? I ordered it for you. You got me?
Okay.
You know, 2-3 days ago,
Uh-huh.
you saw your energy.
You know that I can control my energy?
You could control your energy?
Yeah.
How?
You are the only person who could feel my energy was down.
I'm the only person that could feel your
You
energy?
said that I project my energy to be down with you.
Repeat it again? I didn't understand. Repeat it again?
Okay. You were the only person who felt my energy were down.
I was the only person that felt that your energy was down?
Yeah.
You want to sit here and lie here to the
I'm
world?
not that lying. I also make a friend when I left the office.
That you what?
I also make a friend when I left the office.
That's excellent. You got me?
I had my energy.
But it's probably because you were then aware. You got me? But okay, so we got to be intentional with friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
How are you helping that person?
I share my knowledge with that person,
How?
bringing him clarity.
Bringing the person clarity?
Yeah.
How?
He just had he just see the world like, okay, if I put this effort, I'm going to get this. So he was an Uber driver, but he was 40, but he didn't
40 years old?
Yeah. He didn't approach life like a positive way. He just focused on the moment and chasing the money.
So that's probably God sent you that person to give you a message. What message you got from that? From your friend?
I just shared my knowledge with him and told her that timing what we was most, but what we use the worst.
What else?
And I also asked him if he read books, but he said that no, just the ones that the school give him.
So pretty much he's living a life mediocrata.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that man a high value man at 40 years old and still don't have his shit together?
No, but I bring him awareness.
That's excellent. You're helping people, right? But who do you think God is more proud of the man or woman that it helps millions of people bring awareness to millions of people, or the one that just brings us to one person?
I bring it to one person in the moment, yeah.
Once again,
Yeah,
do you impact more people through Ends Believe, your podcast, or do you impact more people one-on-one?
To my podcast.
Why do you think I want everything recorded? Was not recorded is not remembered. I want to be taking a shit. You got me? And I want that shit recorded. You got me?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think? Because even when I'm taking a shit, my thoughts are fucking quality. Because I reflect, I meditate. The best time to take a shit, the best time to meditate is while taking a shit. I'm dead ass. And to reflect. That's why you don't take the phone to the bathroom. You just sit down in your toilet like this. You don't even pray. I'm serious. And then if you want it to come off better, you do some stretching. I'm that ass. You get me? But making a long story short, I'm glad, Emily, that you're here making sacrifices, making friends and telling them, bringing them awareness, knowledge. Did you close the deal? Because if I was him, by 40, I could have closed you as a deal. Straight up. A lot of people also doing Uber or doing things, they're intentional with that type of work. I'm serious. A lot of Uber drivers are people, they do certain work because they have un segundo sentido.
Okay.
A second, what would that be called? A double intention, a second intention. Do you know that? Especially when it comes to us male. I'm serious. I'm serious. Do you know that?
No, let's keep with the segment.
Sacrificing old habits. Old habits lead to old results, right? Your old energy.
Yeah.
How do habits influence success? See, most people don't have awareness when they have bad energy or a bad day energy. Let's call it a bad day energy. I'm serious.
What I can say about
So you never had bad energy? Because I do sometimes whenever the fuck I want to. I'm good with energy. Like I could give a person energy so they could feel it like a lion type of energy. Like motherfucker or bitch. Do you know that you got a fucking lion next to you? I do give people that type of energy. I'm serious. I do go walk in rooms, and when there's a bad rotten apple, I want to call that bully out. I want to literally, it could be a male or a female, because there's a lot of females out there that, ooh, oh my God. That's my biggest flex. Humble them fucking females. I love humbling a woman too.
habit. Okay.
Because a lot of women think their shit don't stink. They think they don't take a shit till they meet Carlos. Ooh, those type of women. Oh my God. I love having that leverage.
Habits. Okay.
Why success why? Once again, success requires sacrifice.
The question was about habits. First.
How do habits influence success?
Okay, what I can say about that depends of the things you do every single day, you will achieve success. Because before, I used to read manga and watch anime and stay on bed every single. Well, when I didn't work, I stayed on bed, and if I didn't want to exercise, I just didn't go to the gym. But when I stopped shifting my habits and I met Carlos, I stopped watching anime, I stopped reading manga, and I started reading books that bring me more knowledge.
Intentional with the books.
Yeah, and go to the gym every single day, and also applying with my body. Be intentional with the exercise I did and the food I eat.
Developing new habits is essential for personal and professional growth. What are some common habits that people need to let go of to achieve success?
The common habits, entertaining themselves.
So they need to valuetain themselves.
Yes.
Watch, CMR Podcast Network, Ans Believe Podcast, Day One Podcast, Tiffany Cast, Lucy Sombra, Capital Games Cast. Shout out to Sam. Sam's podcast has been going up in YouTube.
Yeah.
You get me? Printing money, all that, all those episodes. Yeah, I mean, we're bringing the world awareness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. I want to explain why I say entertain, because every time I told my mom to read a book, she said that it's tired, that she want to watch TV because she need to be entertained. She want to forget her life. She want to get out of her her daily routine. She want to be other person. That's why most people want to be entertained.
So they try to escape. That's why people use drugs, alcohol to escape their reality.
Yes.
And not face their problem, not face everything and rise.
Yes.
Right? So successful people are simply those with successful habits. Can you tell the world any successful habits that you have developed, adapted to yourself?
What I can say is
You're reading, you're writing, you're journaling now, right? You're reading, right?
Yeah.
What else are you doing? You're showering. That's a habit.
Uh,
Huh?
that was normal for me.
That's a habit. Oh, I forgot to mention too, brick by brick, Mars. See, Mars is showering now. Mars now, he goes to the basketball court too. Guys, because we got to lead by example. We're all showering. We don't smell like bados early in the morning. Yo, hey guys, whoever the fuck doesn't shower early in the morning when we go play basketball, call you out. I'm calling you guys out nicely in this podcast. So whoever's watching and doesn't shower in the morning, put that in your calendar. Do not go to the gym without showering. Why success requires sacrifice? That's not a sacrifice for those that love showering.
Yeah.
For those that love showering, that's not a sacrifice.
No.
That's a habit.
Yes.
But for people that do not like showering, Emily, some of those guys, Emily, they don't like showering. Maldito bajo a culo.
Wow.
We should do an episode, name it bajo a culo. So we could send that episode. I'm dead ass. Bajo. Hey, text Vanessa. Bajo a culo. Huh? Imagine me creating content, not being myself. Fuck that. I don't give a fuck whoever doesn't watch my content. I don't care, Emily. I'll watch that shit. You get me? I don't even have time to watch my own content. I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this shit for you guys. You get me?
Yeah.
This is my daily. Like this is my daily. Emily, successful people are simply those with successful habits. Now, to wrap this up, what else can you tell the world, Emily, when it comes to, why success requires sacrifice? Because once you said the hardest thing that Carlos told you was elevation requires separation. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Huh?
I remember that I need to remove myself from my friends.
You saying that you have best friends and this,
I
that.
still have my best friend.
You still have best friends?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's excellent. You got me?
Yeah.
And you go out to dinner with your best friends? What do you do? What's a best friend?
A best friend?
Yeah.
A person that is there for you if you need it.
So keep breaking it down. I want to know what's the definition of a best friend.
That's my definition for my best friend.
You know what's a best friend to me?
What?
Huh?
What?
For me,
What?
it'll be a person that tells you the truth.
Okay.
A person that uplifts you, helps you grow, inspires you, motivates you. You got me? And to me, you know who does that? God. You know who does that? Huh?
Yourself?
Myself. You know who does that? Huh? Guess who?
Ooh.
Huh? Guess.
Ooh.
Everybody in the world. They either inspire me in a positive way or inspire me in a negative way not to do that.
Okay.
In some way, shape, or form, they still inspire me.
Okay.
You learn more from people that are bums than people that are successful. All you gotta do is the opposite from them. But what else to wrap it up, Emily? Because I'm gonna wrap this up by myself.
Okay. What I can say about this title is depending on the position you are today, it's because the habits you acquired through your life, it make you where you are. So you need to analyze the place you are right now, and if you want to grow or want to remove yourself and be a different person, you need to acquire new habits because your habits determine your future. And because you still have the same habits, you are still in the same position. So for me, for example, I need to shift my habits and remove completely. I didn't remove it from the zero. I didn't stop watching manga in the moment or reading manga or watching anime in the moment. I just start reducing the time I spend until I could remove TV for completely from my life. I don't watch TV anymore.
Poor people have a big TV. Rich people have a big library.
Yeah. So what I can say is that depending on what you want in life, if you know what you want, you can achieve it because you can make a plan with that.
Thank you, Emily. Now I'm gonna wrap it up by myself. The mental and emotional sacrifices with Carlos, myself. Managing stress and staying focused even during tough times. Guys, I live by a saying, siempre fresh, nunca stress. As a leader, leaders eat last, just like this book. Leaders eat last. So, to me, a minor setback has always been a major comeback, if it makes sense. I'm a person that I always said to myself, I'm a fail forward, everything I do. You got me? I was always willing to, I don't care if people will laugh at me. I was always willing to just risk it all. You got me? I've been living my life like, in the edge, in the border. Because I live a life being comfortable, being uncomfortable, if it makes sense. Because if you do what's hard, your life is easy. But if you do what's easy, your life is hard. So the emotional toll of pursuing big goals and how to stay resilient. In my case, I don't feel like I've ever took an emotional toll because I always have put myself in a position to become mentally tough, if it makes sense. At a very young age, the minute that they brought me to this country, my mother came when I was 8 years old. You got me? I decided to be happy no matter what. You got me? I made sure I got to have my shit together. Self-love, self-care, happiness, inner peace, independence, time management. At a very young age, I said I got to have my shit together. I wanted it to be different. You got me? Overall, I wanted it, the best of the best. I was very curious, questioning everything. Why this? Why that? Why everything since a little kid? So, in reality, I'll be lying to you guys if I tell you guys I took an emotional toll. But at a very young age, being vulnerable, I was the type of person that I'll act faster than what I think. I don't know if that makes sense. For example, I used to take anger management classes when I was a little kid because before somebody says something, I go attack. Buff. I wanted it to like hit people. You got me? Because I come from a father that my father is a strong character and my father will act without thinking. But my father, he drinks, right? So he was, I don't know, escaping some type of reality, if it makes sense. I decided not to escape no reality and face all my realities. So this is why I've never took a emotional toll. Because at a very young age, I always understood that he who angers you controls you. And also, if I cannot control my emotions, I cannot control my life in the personal level or business. Because my thoughts were very powerful. Since an early age, I saw myself thinking too big, dreaming big and thinking big. So in a positive way, it was a good thing. But when I used to get mad, in a negative way, it was a bad thing. Because only one word would come to my mind when I get, a little thing with people. And that word, I don't even want to say it. I thank God, that we're alive. You get me? We're not in jail. But I thank God, God has taken that out of my system, if it makes sense. So, to answer this question to myself, why is mental and emotional resilience critical for success? Mental and emotional resilience is critical for success. Why? It's everything. Without being mentally tough, you will never succeed. So one of the sacrifices I have made in my life has been to basically work on my mind. Not simply spiritually, not simply mentally, not simply physically, but emocionalmente. And not simply also financially. Without this pillar, the emotional pillar, I don't know where I would have been at. Because my tolerance level is literally, it's not even at zero, it's at negative a trillion. That says a lot about me. Like I don't have no tolerance, literally no. I don't want to say I don't have empathy because I do put myself in people's shoes. I wouldn't be in the level I'm in if I wouldn't put myself in the customer's shoes, if it makes sense, in the clients or people in general, or in my personal life, I've always been stable all my life. I've never been fucking single. Never been single. Of course I've been single, right? Because I've been married to God and to myself. That's why if you could control your emotions, even in the personal level, it's easier. What sacrifices have you personally made to stay focused on your vision? Oh my God. As a vision-driven leader, what sacrifices I have made? Simple. I have 3 daughters. That right there says it all. I'll put my business first, my vision first over anything, including my daughters. I love my 3 baby girls, but somebody has to be different. And I want to read this because this goes with that. Not the man that does more than he's. Damn, where's that image? Let me check my other phone. I want to read something that is going to basically bring an awareness to people when it comes to, where is it? Man, it's crazy. When you're here trying to look for something and you don't find it. It takes one person in the family who thinks about money differently and puts a plan in place to create wealth that will carry on for generations. In the Bible, it says a good man will give what is it again? A good man would think in generations. A good man would leave an inheritance to his kids, if it makes sense. Most men are not thinking like that. Most men are thinking in the moment. That's why they go to clubs. You know, to me, that's not a good father. But to each his own. You got to let your kids determine that. You got me? But as a father, I'm proud of the man I am, straight up. And I'll say this shit on video. Because a man is supposed to be working on his mission, his vision, his purpose. A man is not supposed to be the, oh, he's a good father, but then he fucking go clubbing. You're not an example, bro. I wouldn't want to follow a man that does that drinks every fucking day, that smokes, you get me? That doesn't self-respect himself, that your girl doesn't fucking respect you, that your kids do not respect you. First, you become valuable, then you become scarce. Even your kids seeing you 24/7, you become valueless because you're too accessible. As a man, we cannot be too accessible, not even to our kids. That's why when our kids see us, they got to see us like we're celebrities. Straight up. I'm saying this on video. Maybe this could go viral. You got me? Going against the status quo, what my podcast is about. Success is 90% mental and 10% execution. Once again, success is 90% mental and 10% execution. But an idea is just a dream without execution. We can close the distance between an idea and money. That's what makes us successful. You want to succeed? Put yourself in environments that force you to grow, force you to get rid of your old ways, force you to get rid of your weaknesses. With all that said, going against the status quo, going against the beliefs, unsubscribe. When people say subscribe to my channel, I say unsubscribe from my channel because I'm too valuable to tell fucking people to subscribe. You got me? Somebody got to be fucking different in a world where everybody in YouTube is saying, please subscribe, please like, please comment positive, put negative fucking comments. You got me? Because it's not going to touch me. It's going to actually help me if it gets to me. I don't read comments. There's no need to read the comments. You got me? I'll have somebody else read them for me. You got me? And then we adapt and fix base accordingly. With all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for everything. You know, I'm a thankful man. So that I would say, thank you for watching. Because you're paying with your attention. You're paying. Because you could have been doing something else. You could have been listening to somebody else. And you decided to fucking listen to Carlos and to everybody else in this organization. So thank you. Believe it or not. Success requires sacrifices from comfort and time to relationships and habits. It's about making choices that align with your long-term vision and being willing to endure short-term discomfort for long-term rewards. With all that said, God bless everybody. Love you guys. Thank you. Es mentira. Se rompe.